Here we go. DJI Mini3 Pro. Just having a great time. So we're out and about again in the clouds, but as usual, we'll find our way to our landing pad. Hopefully. There we go. As you can see, we're in the mess. I'm flying thicker and thicker stuff all the time, it seems. If I can just get up, let Thelmaloo get her bearings. Ooh, try not to hit anything in between these trees. Obstacle avoidance going off like crazy, but I managed to clear the treetops. So we're off for a little jaunt through the woods, so to speak. You take a peeky here. The skyline is just a hair off, but not too bad. So we were out for a hike a couple days ago and ended up on the backside of in the conservation area here, and thought I'd throw the drone up in the air and see what we can see. It was about 80 degrees, and it was probably about noon when I shot this. So we're flying north now. We're actually flying with the wind at our backs, which I don't like to do when I take off, but I wanted to go this direction because there was some woods I wanted to look at. As you can see, it's the first week of October, end of the first week of October, and the trees are starting to change color. We have not had the rain this year, so we're not seeing the colors that we usually see at this part of the country. Basically going from a green to a yellow. And there's a few trees with some red in them, but they are the exception rather than a rule. You can see four of them right there to the left side of the picture. Those are obviously maple trees. So we'll get over these houses, excuse me, and we'll get above these woods here and see what kind of fall foliage we can see over this direction. Thelmaloo loves flying in the wind. She is a good girl in the wind, up to about 20-25 miles an hour. She just does very nice. A little bit better than her sister Peggy Sue from the Mini 2, but as far as range, Peggy Sue's got her beat pretty good. This runs into a brick wall at a certain distance. I don't care if you're flying, like I said in my last video, if you're flying over water, doesn't matter. Flying over trees, flying over open pasture. When it gets to a certain distance, bam, that's about all she wrote. And it's usually within 400 or 500 feet, no matter which way I'm going, no matter what I'm flying over. So you can see some of the fall changes in the trees here. Looks kind of nice. Some yellows and golds in there. Very few of the dark reds. It's still a little too early for that, but also, like I said, we just have not had the rain to get the real pretty color. But look at that. That is kind of neat. Look at all the different colors. Nothing spectacular, but I sure like seeing the different patterns the Lord's placed down in the woods for me to see, you know, and seeing it from the air is the best way to do it. Let me take a look at this high line here. There we go. So I plan on hiking up this high line and maybe flying from the top of this ridge sometime pretty soon. Biggest problem is the trees. You just got to have clearance because the Mini 3, boy, I'm telling you, you get a leaf in between you, between the controller and the drone, and bam, she just goes into RTH, and she's going to do that here pretty quick. She's about used all her distance up. I wish I was getting the kind of distance that really Drone Life and a lot of the other people are getting, but I am not, even in FCC mode, which I use. But I make good advantage of stuff close enough to me and scenery close enough to me. If you've noticed, almost all of my videos, they're not flying around buildings, very, very little of that stuff. I I'd rather be out in nature. As people say, oh, it all looks the same to me. Well, it doesn't to me. I see land contours and high lines and clear cuts and the different kinds of trees, from persimmon trees to oak trees to maple trees to cedars to just everything you can think of. Beautiful ponds. So I would much rather fly over the woods than over buildings any day of the week. And that's where you'll find most of my videos. I did not know that home was in there. Huh. I have to take a hike up that road there, or that high line, and see what we can see. I use a lot of this just to find different places to hike, to walk on the trails, ride my bike, whatever. Don't do so much bike riding anymore, but you'll find me out in the woods a lot for an old man like I am. Anyway, we're headed back that direction. She has gone into RTH, I'm sure. And as you can see, we're not getting anywhere. And I've taken it out of RTH, I think, and I'm pushing on the stick full throttle forward. And as you can see, nothing is happening. So you saw me just change the gimbal there a little bit, so you know I still have control as far as the gimbal up and down, but the screen is showing frozen. I'm pushing on the stick. And I don't know what else I have to tell you, but there she starts up again. So she sat there for quite a while. Sorry about that phone call. It sat there for quite a while with the video frozen. So it's done that a lot of times too. More than once for sure. So we're headed back now. Got our video feed and control back. Now, I don't like flying like this because I'm flying into the wind now. And I like to have the wind with me when I come back, but this was one of those times when couldn't help it. But I have so much fun flying the Mini 3 and the Mini 2 that it just really doesn't matter. So we're stopped here again. I'm going to wait till some of this traffic pass by, and then we'll skedaddle. Get across the road here. And boom. Video freeze again. There you go. So I'm hoping that a firmware update will take care of this, but I'm not sure why it's doing that. It wasn't that far away at all. Plenty close. I'm just at the top of the screen now. So we're headed south back into the wind, and I do have the don't have the extended battery in. I've got the regular battery now. And we're trying to beat it back post haste. You can see the prescribed burns they did up there at the top. Now, if you look, see two fields they did prescribed burns on. Those guys are really good at it too. Do the burns on the conservation area and in the park area. It's amazing how they burn those fields back, and it gets all the weeds and everything else out, and it leaves, you know, the trees and the things that they want to leave in there. It doesn't harm them. It just burns so fast it burns right through there. They can contain it. They've done 2 controlled burns here, and they're going to do some more pretty soon, I believe. So I am right there by that control burn coming up, right in between those trees. So I'm saying I gotta get back down through this mess again. Sometimes I turn off my obstacle avoidance. And I'm kind of glad I had it on this time because I went up through in between those trees and did manage to get a clean takeoff. So now we're coming back and we're going to bring her down just about right now. See, you can see how it leaves the certain bushes and trees and stuff that they want to leave, and it burns off all that undergrowth in there. Opens it up for more native grasses and stuff like that. So here we come back down into the trees. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. This was a rather short, jerky video. There he is. Never tell them where they'll find this guy. He's always in the woods somewhere, out in the trees and weeds, getting some bugs on him. So there's old Thelma Lou. She's back in there. And we're going to flip her around. She likes to back in and then finds her pad, and she's going to say, ooh, there's where I want to be. Don't go too far. Trees all around there, girl. You're going to end up in trouble. So anyway, as you can see, we're getting ready to land. Stay safe out there, everybody. Follow the golden rule. It's always the best way to go. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Maybe with some content that doesn't glitch so much this time. Come on, Thelma Lou. Get down there. You're saying, but there's so much grass. Get on down. There you go. See you later, guys.